Yo, what up? Welcome to another Cloud Confidence Clinic. I told you I was going to do this pretty much almost every day. Um, but let me make sure, you know how I got to do. Let me make sure uh, LinkedIn is working properly, Facebook is working. Let me go through this stuff real quick because you know how it goes. We want to make sure everybody get these gems. All right, so Facebook is looking good, looking real good. Okay, let's see. LinkedIn, where we at? LinkedIn. I believe we are good on that as well. Yep, we are good. We looking good. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, if you don't know me, my name is Broadus Palmer. I'm founder and cloud career coach at Level Up in Tech, where we just help mid-career professionals transition into cloud engineering by helping them understand how to solve problems as cloud engineering and not waste time on things and content that doesn't move the needle for them. And we help them land high paying roles. But I like to do these series called Cloud Confidence Clinic, and really it's just all about how to build your mindset and help you land a cloud role. If you can see and hear me, I want to make sure just put the LUs in the chat. I just want to make sure you can see and hear me as well. So I'm just I'm all about having real conversations, right? These lives is just really just to help you come in if you have a certain frame of mind, right? Reframe the mind and have you leave with a new frame of mind. And I talk to people every single day that have questions, that are dealing with issues mentally, trying to get into tech because imposter syndrome is real. Um, Fear is real, right? And me just thinking I'm not good enough is real. So today, I had a couple people talk about work life balance. And I want to talk about that real quick because I know a lot of you that's trying to get into this industry, get into tech, want the flexibility, right? Of number one, let me get my mic straight. You know, I hate that. All right. Number one, you want the flexibility of the first thing I hear is, oh, I want a remote role. I I want y'all to understand that more companies are going back to office. And not saying there are less remote roles, right? But there are more hybrid roles that are popping up, meaning you may have to go into the office for 2, 3 days. I see I seen I seen a role the other day that was like hybrid and was like this role um may have the employees show up 5 days a week. That's full time. So you might as well just get the hybrid out there. That means in office. But I understand you want the flexibility of working remote and you want the money and you want work life balance, right? So let's talk about remote work and going into the office. I only have one simple thing to say about it. Okay. If you're trying to get into this industry and a company, let's say we're going to go back to what I was talking about yesterday. You're making $50,000, right? And a company offers you $85,000, $90,000, $100,000, but you got to work hybrid. Take your ass to the office. Because, I mean, most of y'all are going to work right now anyway. And if you can just get a couple of days off per week, right? 2 or 3 days off to work from home with 2 to 3 days in the office, and you doubling your income, take your ass to the office. That's the only thing I have to say. Some people may agree, some people may not agree, but that's what I have to say about it because at the end of the day, it's all about taking care of you and your family. That's the most important part, right? So now let's get back to work-life balance. We want this. This is great, right? We want to be able to work in an industry where, no one's breathing down our neck and we don't have to take our work home, etc. But here's the thing about tech sometimes. Well, first, let me tell you, in order to get that work life balance that you're looking for, there will be no work life balance. So, this is what I mean. While we're learning and we're on a journey to become the cloud engineer that we want to be, we have to sacrifice hours after work or before work, depending on what you're doing. Some people do it during work because they got flexibility already. But we have to sacrifice those hours to reach the part where we in this industry we have a work-life balance. So this means, what do you mean, bro? What would that look like? This looks like when you come home from work, you're gonna have to put in these hours and learning. Or that means before you go to work, you gotta wake up early, right? And get these hours in. Or it means you split. You still wake up earlier and you still come home and do the work afterwards. Either way, there is a pile of work with your name on it that you have to get through in order for you to have what you want to have. Understand what I just told you. You, the goal. This empty space right here is the work, the daily activities. You cannot get past this to get to the goal. If you're right here, you cannot jump over here and just be here. There has to be work that is done, and you have to be willing to do it until it's done. Now, if we want to put everything on the table, because I'm a real person, I want to give you real advice. A lot of y'all don't want to do that. My advice for people who don't want to do that is, or what I would say to them is, you must don't want to be a cloud engineer because there's work that needs to be done for you to have the money, for you to have the work-life balance, and for you to possibly have a remote role. There, you won't have any balance right now. Sometimes you may even be stressed, a little burnt out, and it's okay to give yourself some rest. But what Kobe said, Kobe, how you feel about, game, whatever, game 5, y'all? He said, job not done, right? Mhm. Job not done, we can celebrate. Job not done. Take the break, but job is not done. There's still work in this space that you need to do. And I'm not saying this to discourage you. What I'm saying is to prepare you because we all see the shiny objects. Oh, you know what? I get people in my inbox that don't even know what I do. They just know, like, hey, man, I just want to see, man, like, what you doing, man? I'm trying to work from home. Those conversations don't even go anywhere. They don't even know what they want. They just want to work from home. Hey, find a job to work from home. Because this requires you to change who you are in order to have this. Understand that. It requires change for you to have those shiny objects that you said you wanted. They come with I work. Think about it. Everybody that got into tech worked to get there, whether they went to college, whether they did it on their own, whether they invested in a boot camp, whatever, they worked their ass off to get to where they are. Because guess what? Let's just say you got your wish. I want to work from home. I want a great salary and I want a work life balance. Boom, you got that job right now. You wouldn't be able to keep it. You'll be fired in a week because you don't know what it took to get it or what it takes to get it. Think about that. You want it, but you have to become the person who can do it and who can keep it. It does you no good getting something quick, fast, and you stress. Like I've seen people want something so quick and they get the opportunity. Let's say they just get it. Somebody put in a good word, they fake it till they make it, they get into the role and they're stressed the hell out. They're trying to spend tons of money on training while they're in the role because they realize they got themselves in water that they can't swim and they're trying to figure out how to swim and try to stay afloat when they're supposed to be knowing how to swim. I don't want that to be you. Your journey is your journey. You want the shiny objects, you have to transform into the person who can keep them. I feel like I'm talking to somebody already. So if what I've said has been valuable already, give me thumbs up. If it's not, just give me thumbs down. Y'all know I'm real. Just keep it real. If it's thumbs up, it's been valuable already because my goal is to attack the mindset. All the tech and everything. Oh, brothers, where should I go to learn? It's so many resources out here that can teach you. Like the tech can be learned. It doesn't do like, oh, brothers, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Listen, if I tell you what to do, would you listen? Or are you really asking 1,000 different people to get the answer that you're most comfortable with? Think about that. All right. We go and we ask questions like about which one is the best, what should I learn, how should I start? But somebody can give you the answer how to start. In your mind, you'll look at it and be like, I ain't trying, that's I ain't trying to code nothing. I ain't trying to Then you're just looking for something that you're comfortable with. You're just looking for someone to tell you something to make you be like, oh, okay, it's not that hard. You can do this. This is the hard thing. You are the worst enemy that you can have. Because when you're doing something like this, nobody is going to fail you but yourself. I've seen plenty of people quit and point fingers at everybody else. So why they quit? You quit. No, ain't nobody quit. You quit. You've seen the success that people can have right around you on LinkedIn and all of that. But you chose to focus on the negative. You see what I'm saying? You chose to focus on the negative. And then you let that deter you from success. You chose to walk away. I've seen many people do this only to have the regrets. You understand? I told you yesterday, I have so many people that's in my inbox from 2020, 2021, still talking about the same thing. What we talking about? Why are we still wasting time on the same conversations? Oh yeah, you want the work-life balance, you want the money, you want the remote role, and you're not willing to do the work to get it. This is like somebody playing sports. Let's say you have a child that want to play sports, they want to play football, play basketball. What's the first thing you're going to tell them they need to do? They have to practice every single day. Let's say they have a dream of making it into the NBA. You think you're not, obviously, they're not going to just hop into the NBA. They have to work on their craft. They have to become the person they need to become. Like my son, he wants to play D1 football. He wants to go to the NFL. And I say, hey, it's well within your reach. But you have to ask yourself, right now he's in high school. What are the D1 players doing right now? What are they eating? How are they sleeping? Right? How are they taking care of their body? What are they learning? What are they watching? Because it's not just about physical ability, right? You can, like I said, the tech can be learned. Like in football, anything can be learned. You can learn how to catch. You can learn how to move and be agile. But a lot of the play is about your mindset. I've seen, for instance, let me just bear with me. I've seen some kids, including kids that are here locally, go and play a certain team, and they already in their mind they lost. Oh, that team got 5 D1 commits on there, and oh my God, you already lost if you got that mindset. It starts in here before you even get on the field. If they are already thinking about losing and they already lost because that team has whatever D1 commits, when they get on the field, they're not even going to perform. My mindset, or the mindset they should have, and I tell them sometimes, is, hey, I don't care if you lining up with the number one recruit in the county as a wide receiver and you are DB. Today, if somebody's watching you, brother, it's not going to be a good day for you because I'm on your ass. And that's the mindset you need to have with your career. Some of you already lost in here. Man, I ain't gonna be able to do it, man. You know what I mean? Smart people in this industry, man. All these certifications tough and all of that. So before you even start, you already lost. Your mindset should be, I don't care what it takes. I want to change my life. And I know I'm just as smart as anybody in this industry. I know I'm smart as anyone in this industry. And I'm not going to give up until I have my job. Am I talking to someone out there? Give me a thumbs up if this is valuable for y'all. Give me the thumbs down if it's not. I just want y'all to be honest with me because I want to make sure I'm not wasting your time. I want to make sure I'm giving you something that you can take away that's going to help you. Let me check my phone real quick, y'all. You know, I got some activity going on at home. So let me see what's going on real quick. All right, cool. People leaving and stuff. You know, we gotta. All right, gotcha. Okay. So it's all about in here, y'all. I know you want what you want, but you gotta transition into a person that could become that. That's all cloud engineering is about. Teaching you how to solve problems as a cloud engineer. You may know how to solve problems as an HVAC technician right now. And believe you me, some of these things in your roles actually line up to what you want to do. You just don't know it yet. But we have to be an open minded person to be able to say, I'm going to be open minded to changing my mindset, changing my mind. The way I look at problems today may not be the same way I'm supposed to look at them to become a cloud engineer. So I need to be open to changing my mind. Or you lost. People kick and scream when it comes time to change because they want to learn it the way they want to learn it. Well, when you get into a role, it's not going to be solving problems the way you want to solve problems. A lot of companies have a process of how they solve problems. Especially if you're dealing with internal or external customers, they have a process. So you can follow this process because going outside of this process, you can become a liability for them. Where if you, so think about it. Okay, so like I'm an entrepreneur as well. Okay. And I got a friend who used to own a clothing store, and nice clothing store. You come in the clothing store, you know, sometimes they have free speak, sometimes they like, let you do your thing. But I think it's because they just didn't want to bother you. They want to let the customer shop, etc. But they had employees that's there. And one thing I always say is process equals profits, right? So if I come in a store, you need to have a process of whether it's 3, 4 step, 5 step process of how you can get me to the cash register to buy something, or a process of how you're going to get great customer service as well, which in turn will build a relationship in the store, or even when they leave and they can come back, right? So like if they leave, what's the process of making them come back? Hey, before you leave, man, you look, check this out. This Saturday we having 20% off. Make sure you come back, whatever it is. Because if you don't have a process, then people will start creating their own. And some people will create a process on their own that doesn't reflect what your culture is. Now, if that is so, you as an owner can't be on a firing spree when someone does something wrong because you never gave them a process. So how can you fire them over something they didn't know they was doing wrong in the first place? So this leads back to when you get into a role, you have to be willing to be open-minded to solving problems their way because they already have a process because that process keeps you from creating your own that could potentially cause liabilities for them. If you would go out and deal with an external customer any way you want and you said some dumb shit that the customer took offense to and you didn't even know, then that's open liability for that company to be sued on your behalf because you didn't follow a process. You see what I'm saying? Am I making sense? So this is why it requires change for you. Now, once you get good at what you're good at, you probably can talk to the company and say, hey, these are my ideas. What do y'all think? And they might say, hey, try them. Let's see. And they'll probably give you a little leash and let you try it. And if it's working and it's successful, they're going to write it into the documentation or they're going to tell you to write it into the documentation. But we have to be willing to follow and change our mindset and follow that process and be open to follow that process. So all of this is about change. What do I mean? What do I mean? What do you mean change? Well, the reason you want to get into tech is because of change. You want change, right? Whether you want a better paycheck, a better job, just a better life, better culture, it's change. So if you want change, why do you feel like you're not supposed to change? The reason, okay, the reason you are where you are is because of the things you've already done. Now, if those things that you've already done are not moving you to the place that you want to be because you're stuck, then why would you think those same things will move you into a role that's going to change your life and double your salary? Make that make sense. So, anybody that comes to me with questions or comes to anyone with questions about change, hey, brothers, I work as a barista, or hey, brothers, I work as a project manager. Hey, brothers, whatever. I want to change. I'm tired of this job, or I want to become a cloud engineer, or I want to work in cloud. That is change. What are you willing to change? Number one, it has to be your habits. Your habits, when you that daily activity, that has to change. The habits that you created so far is making you who you are. So, for instance, that's the difference between somebody who goes to the gym and eat right compared to somebody who doesn't and don't eat right. The habits over time, right? Over time, this is what somebody said to me, and this is what I truly believe. And I'm struggling with it too. I'm human, but you can tell by a person's most people, most you can tell by most people's body type how disciplined they are as far as if they got extra weight on them, if they in shape, etc. Because it takes discipline to be healthy. Now you got some people that's in shape that are totally not healthy. That's why I said most people, right? But it takes discipline for you to eat right and go to the gym every single day. It takes discipline to do that, right? So what I'm saying is, over time, whatever habits that person chooses, whether they eat crap all day and they come home and do nothing, versus someone who eats great and goes to the gym, over time, you will consistently see those habits build up, and that person will be where those habits take them. So you are where you are right now because of the habits that you developed. Whether those habits were, hey, I've been in this role for 7 years, but I haven't really looked outside of any other jobs. I haven't upskilled myself for anything. I've just been coming to work doing the same old thing. And yet I'm dissatisfied because I haven't gotten any type of real raise to change my life. You haven't developed any real skills. You just came to work and you did the same thing over and over for the last 7 years. Why would you expect the company to pay you more and more and more and more to your liking when you haven't even developed anything to give back? Make that make sense. You come to work every single day and you like, man, I'm making 50. I want to make 90. Like, you haven't developed a $90,000 skill set, not within that company either. But you mad because they giving you incremental raises like cost of living or 2%. Well, you can't carry that mindset over into cloud because before you even get it, this is not like, think about it like back in the day in the NBA or, yeah, like sports, period, right? Back in the day, a lot of players had to, well, most players, all players had to prove they they were worth the money. They had to come to the NBA and prove that they can play amongst the elite to get the money. Nowadays, they can show off in high school, they can show off in college, and come out with contracts bigger than some of your biggest players back in the day. But tech is just like the old NBA. In order to get the big money, you have to prove that you can solve these big money problems. And that comes from continuing to practice and continuing to just get better. If you can't do that, you can't have the money. Point blank, period. There's nothing else to talk about. If you are not willing to build yourself and change, you cannot have this bread that's out here for you. You're going to have to sit on the sideline and watch somebody else make this money while you still stuck at your job complaining because you do not want to change. All comes down to what you're willing to invest. That's monetarily, that's time, that's effort, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being super honest with you. Okay. Let's see. Javante said, I'm transitioning from a 19-year career in barbering into tech. So it's a learning curve, but something I have to push through. So, Javante, I will say this, like, you're going to have to work. And if you want to stay in the barbershop, I'm just going to let you know now. I'm a person that's going to give it to you real. If you want to stay in the barbershop, then just stay in the barbershop. Like, it's no need learning. Because I had a couple people who are barbers, like, yeah, I love this barbering stuff. So I'm trying to see if there's like any part time work with full time benefits and stuff. That is, listen, you're not going to find it. You ain't gonna find it. You can't cut hair and cloud engineer at the same time. Maybe it's somebody that's doing it, but they might have a job that requires absolutely nothing of them. But if you want to transition full time, this is something that you're going to have to change to get. And you can absolutely do it. You can absolutely have this money that's out here. These roles out here, you know, even enterprise cloud sales roles paying 300, 350 roles out here paying $500,000 with these FANG companies. You can absolutely have that money. Are you willing to change to get it? Nope, you can't straddle the line either. Either you're gonna work towards being a cloud engineer to leave barbering behind, or you're gonna be a barber because you ain't no part-time. You see? So he said, I'm all in, already left the shop. Good. Good. You already left. That's fantastic. All in. Glad to hear it. All right. So I want to spend a little time with y'all this Friday. I told y'all I'm gonna do these every day. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow too. I'm gonna be on the road tomorrow, so I might not be able to do it tomorrow. All right. Sunday, I might holler at y'all. But I just want to just give y'all the real, help y'all understand what it's going to take before you make the decision to dive in and invest in yourself. You can absolutely do this. You can absolutely have the success, the money, the job, the rank, whatever you want, you can have it. Are you going to change to get it? Because your habits that you have now, if it's not, conducive to you moving as a cloud engineer, you're not going to become a cloud engineer. Mindset first. Check that before you hit the door. God didn't give us a spirit of fear. I fear not. This job in cloud is waiting on me right now. It's just waiting on me to become who I need to be in order to obtain it. And if you adopt that mindset and you say, I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to become who I need to become, to have that job, to take care of my family, do whatever your goals are, I guarantee you that success is already yours. So until next time, y'all, I want y'all to have a great great Friday, excuse me. I'm already a deadhead. I want y'all to have a great Friday and ask questions if you need to. Hit me up. I'm here to answer, here to point you in the right direction. Maybe I can help you, whatever the case may be. But without change, none of this is going to happen. Just remember that. And now we have to figure out how we can get that change. All right. So just remember, I love y'all. Let's keep leveling up. I'll see y'all maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. All right. Bye.